Dungeness crab is a big deal here in Newport. We're known as the Dungeness crab capital of the world for good reason. Every year we land the most pounds of Dungeness crab along the Oregon coast.
It's also well known to have the outstanding quality of the crabs. There are typically about 325 boats in our state that fish for crab, and we will see 100 or more of those out of Newport.
One thing that makes the Oregon coast unique is our cold water. Our ocean temperatures range between 50 to 54 degrees year-round, and we know that your body physically cannot survive in water that cold for more than about an hour. That's really the limit.
I was 50 miles offshore in my 27-foot Columbia River gillnet boat, and my brother was there. His boat was 28 feet. With our small boats and excellent fishing, filled our boats the day before and went home. But 7 boats sank that next day. September 8th, 1978. 7 boats sank. Nobody was lost. The Coast Guard took pumps to people. The Coast Guard picked people out of the water. They searched for one individual, I believe for 24 hours. It was floating in a survival suit, and found him alive.
On the Oregon coast, especially in the winter time doing winter crabbing, you have huge seas, you have big storm events that are going on.
There's 2 significant safety issues. There's the bar crossing, and then there's the actual gear hauling, right?
Huge rolling waves, and you have to time it just right to get in and out.
People don't understand how much power is in water. You just really have to pay attention at the moment and watch how it's reacting. When it comes right down to it, at that moment of truth, sometimes there's really hard decisions to make about whether to cross the bar or not cross the bar. You know, there's a lot at stake financially getting out there, but there's a lot at stake if you make a mistake too.
You're dealing with heavy equipment and your boat is in constant motion, right? The work environment lends itself to a lot of injuries and a lot of hazards. It's just part of it. That makes the response times really critical for survival, and having a helicopter with easy access from Newport is only going to be able to increase the speed of those response times and get out to our fishermen more quickly and potentially save their lives.
Like my guys know, discomfort's not really an issue, but injury is.
The U.S. Coast Guard helicopters are really one of maybe the only option that people have for a quick response time. You can't get a boat very quickly. The Coast Guard boats are also kind of bound to the hazardous bar crossings too. There's situations where they can't leave the port either, and so the helicopter's really the only recourse in those situations to save people's lives.
When you are in the water, and you are in the cold water specifically, seconds count. So knowing that the Coast Guard is close by and that they're able to assist if needed is the matter of life and death for our fishermen.
January 9th, 2019, he had called me and said, "We're coming in." He goes, "You need to come and watch. The Coast Guard's gonna be there, it's gonna be really cool." Coming across the jetty, they hit the rocks, and they were hit by a 20-foot wave, hit the rocks, and all 3 of them died. Except for Jimmy. Jimmy was rescued by the helicopter because they saw movement in the house, because the house had been sheared off the bottom of the boat, and they saw movement, so they sent a diver or a rescuer down, got Jimmy off the boat.
The most effective way to save somebody in 3 or 4 feet of water is by far with a helicopter. Our lifeboats aren't able to get into that shallow water, and it takes the fire department quite a bit of time to get there.
It's a different rescue when there's a helicopter involved. These rescues are happening in really high seas. If you're watching them from the jetty, you can only see the very tops of them, so they can't see a whole lot themselves. The rescue helicopter is coming from above. It can see a great span. It makes the Coast Guard cutters, it makes their jobs safer also. They can direct the boats to where they need to go. It just makes for a totally different rescue.
If you're in the water longer than 1 hour, it becomes a search and recovery and not a search and rescue situation any longer.
My oldest son died crabbing. December 11th, 2001. And the fleet went out. The weather wasn't ideal. They were beginning to lay gear right in front of town. I could see the spot that the boat capsized from my house. And all 4 men were lost.
You can't describe what goes into what is happening to these families, the tragedy they're going through, the shock they're going through. You can't describe that to somebody, you know, that doesn't have loved ones at sea.
When you have to put, you know, candles in your Amazon cart to order for a vigil, like that's not something anybody should have to do to be on standby for a tragedy because we can't save somebody on time.
It's pretty important to relate that it is extremely hard physical work, wet, often cold, long hours, and it's dangerous. Lives have been and are lost in this fishery. There's a real cost that occurs sometimes.
It is the most important safety net that we as wives and families of commercial fishermen have.
I feel like this is a really good fight. This is a fight for the lives of our loved ones. I wish everybody understood what a difference it makes and how important it is to this community as a whole, not just us.